The Washington Commanders are running out of time. FedEx Field, crumbling, leaky, and despised by fans, must be replaced by 2027. The choice: Maryland, Virginia, or a DC comeback?
Right now, it really do need to be rebuilt and made it to something beneficial for us, because right now it's not.
How about a football stadium again?
Yes, definitely.
Enter new owner Josh Harris, his $3.5 billion vision? A revolutionary RFK Stadium, mass timber construction, a transparent dome, and a sustainability-focused entertainment district. This could be the NFL's most advanced arena. But hurdles remain. Funding fights, political battles, and rival bids from Virginia and Maryland threaten the project. So why is this stadium unlike anything the NFL has seen? And why is it so controversial?
I will not support uses of RFK site that require investment of current or future tax dollars in a stadium.
We have to be safe as residents, and the people coming to see the games, we want to ensure that we're safe.
Let's find out. For decades, RFK Stadium was a Washington icon.
I remember the old times and the magic of the stadium. 97, we wasn't too happy about it going out to Maryland, but now that it looks as though it's coming back to the city, I'm very excited.
From 1961 to 1996, it served as the home of the city's football franchise, echoing with the cheers of thousands of fans. The stadium hosted international soccer matches, legendary concerts, and even presidential inaugurations. It stood at the heart of Washington's sports and entertainment scene. But as the NFL grew, so did its demands. Modern stadiums were getting bigger, flashier, and packed with state-of-the-art amenities. By the 1990s, it was clear that RFK's aging infrastructure and limited seating capacity couldn't keep up. The team needed a new home. In 1997, that move finally happened. The franchise relocated to FedEx Field in Maryland, a stadium that, at the time, boasted the largest seating capacity in the league. On paper, it seemed like an upgrade. More seats, a newer structure, and the promise of a better fan experience. But reality hit quickly. Poor sightlines, cramped seating, and lackluster amenities left fans underwhelmed. Even after multiple renovations, FedEx Field never lived up to expectations. The stadium felt soulless, lacking the electric atmosphere of RFK. It didn't take long for the franchise to realize that another move was inevitable. Meanwhile, RFK Stadium stood frozen in time, slowly crumbling. What do you do with a venue that once defined a city, but now sits abandoned? That question sparked years of debate. Local officials, developers, and city planners proposed everything from affordable housing to a brand new sports district.
I also recognize that housing will not be the only thing there. So I have an open mind about what else goes there, even if it is a stadium.
However, the possibility of bringing the Commanders back to their historic home gained serious momentum when the federal government extended Washington, D.C.'s lease on the land for 99 years. This decision cleared a major legal hurdle, making a stadium rebuild possible for the first time in decades. And leading the charge? Josh Harris, the new Commanders owner and managing partner. A billionaire investor and lifelong Washington football fan, Harris took control of the franchise in 2023, determined to restore its former glory. Under his leadership, the conversation quickly shifted from a distant possibility to real planning, setting the stage for what could be one of the biggest stadium projects in NFL history. With the team's lease at FedEx Field set to expire in 2027, discussions about a return to the RFK site intensified. But what would this new stadium look like? KTO Architecture's vision for the new RFK Stadium is nothing short of groundbreaking. But what sets it apart from other NFL venues? Sustainability, innovation, and a deep connection to the city's landscape are at the heart of its design. With a seating capacity of approximately 70,000, it will be constructed primarily from mass timber, an eco-friendly alternative to steel and concrete. If completed, it would be one of the largest wooden stadiums in the world, setting a new benchmark for sustainable sports architecture. One of its most striking features? A transparent dome. This cutting-edge design will flood the stadium with natural light while shielding fans from harsh weather. Unlike the closed-off, concrete-heavy FedEx Field, the new RFK will offer breathtaking panoramic views of the U.S. Capitol, the Washington Monument, and the Anacostia River, ensuring that the stadium feels like a part of the city rather than an isolated structure. But the transformation doesn't stop at the stadium itself. The master plan envisions an entire district surrounding RFK, featuring 2,000 residential units, commercial spaces, and public areas. The goal? To create more than a sports venue. This is about building a dynamic, year-round destination where fans and residents alike can engage with the space beyond game days. But how will this ambitious project compare to the world's most cutting-edge stadiums? The proposed RFK Stadium aims to redefine modern sports venues with sustainability and technology. Using mass timber construction, it reduces emissions and stores carbon, making it an eco-friendly alternative to steel and concrete. A transparent ETFE dome will maximize natural light, cutting energy use. Smart ventilation systems, including operable skylights and cross-ventilation, will regulate temperature naturally, reducing air conditioning needs. If sourced responsibly, this stadium could set a global precedent for green architecture in future stadium designs. And then there's the fan experience, designed to be seamless, high-tech, and immersive. High-speed Wi-Fi, smart ticketing, and interactive digital displays will revolutionize the way fans engage with the game, bringing them closer to the action than ever before. The use of mass timber isn't only for sustainability. It will enhance natural acoustics, amplifying crowd energy, and making RFK one of the loudest stadiums in the league. Compared to SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles or Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, RFK's blend of sustainability, cutting-edge technology, and historical significance makes it truly unique. A project of this size isn't solely about football, it's about reshaping an entire community. And Josh Harris knows it. Since taking over as the Commanders' owner, he has emphasized that a new stadium must serve more than the team. It has to be an economic engine for the entire region. So, what does a $3.5 billion investment in RFK Stadium really mean? Jobs, thousands of them. From construction workers laying the foundation to hospitality staff serving fans on game day, this project will inject life into the local job market, providing both temporary and permanent employment opportunities. But Harris's vision goes beyond the stadium itself. With 2,000 housing units, including affordable and market-rate options, this project is about creating a livable, vibrant district. More homes mean more residents, and more businesses mean more opportunities. The surrounding area is set to feature restaurants, retail shops, and entertainment venues, ensuring that economic benefits extend beyond game days. Unlike FedEx Field, which sits empty for most of the year, RFK could become a year-round hotspot for locals and visitors alike. And what about accessibility? The new design prioritizes public transit improvements, pedestrian-friendly pathways, and mixed-use spaces, making it easier for residents and visitors to enjoy the area without relying on cars. With the stadium near the Stadium Armory metro station, plus proposed bike lanes and better walking routes, RFK could be one of the most connected sports venues in the country. But, for all its promise, there are still significant hurdles to overcome. For starters, while the federal government has approved the land transfer, what happens next isn't set in stone. Local officials and residents have differing opinions on how to use the space. Some city leaders support the stadium project, believing it will revitalize the area and bring economic benefits.
Support the district getting effective control over the RFK site for their economic development.
Others argue that the land should be used for affordable housing, public parks, or mixed-use development. The DC Council remains divided, and securing their full approval is far from guaranteed. Then there's the matter of financing. Stadium projects don't come cheap, and while public-private funding models are being considered, taxpayer support is never easy to secure. Some recent NFL stadiums, like SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, were built entirely with private funds, but other venues have relied heavily on public money. Given DC's political landscape, Approving public funds for a new stadium could face serious resistance. Josh Harris remains optimistic about securing the necessary investment, but until contracts are signed and funds are locked in, the money question lingers. And what about the location? While the RFK site is a historic choice, it's not the only option. Both Virginia and Maryland are still actively competing to host the new Commanders Stadium, offering their own financial incentives and benefits. Virginia previously proposed several sites for the stadium, while Maryland has expressed strong interest in keeping the team in Prince George's County. If either jurisdiction puts together a better deal, the Commanders could pack their bags, leaving RFK's grand vision in limbo. Timing is another pressing issue. The Commanders' lease at FedEx Field runs out in 2027, and construction on a new stadium would take several years. Between permitting, environmental reviews, infrastructure work, and political negotiations, the timeline for completion by 2030 is ambitious. Josh Harris is weighing his options, and with 2030 as the goal for a new stadium, decisions must be made soon. The potential is massive, but so are the obstacles. So, what do you think? Should Washington bring back RFK in this revolutionary form, or should the Commanders look elsewhere? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.